A very good morning to all the students of class ninth. We had finished the lesson Weathering the Storm in Arsama. We will move to the next lesson, The Last Leaf, written by O. Henry. The lesson, The Last Leaf, revolves around the basic human emotions and beliefs. They include faith, hope, the value of life, being pessimist, fear of death, sacrifice, love, and friendship. Apart from this, the story gives us a hint that God is the only one who knows whether we ride on life and take chances or trail on and be drawn against the judgment. This melodramatic setting of the story connects to the negative status of the main character of the lesson facing life and death. The Last Leaf is a touching story of how a painter inspires a girl to live, and in the process, he loses his life himself. So let's begin the lesson. The Last Leaf, written by O. Henry. First, let's read the introduction. It is autumn, the wind is blowing hard, and it is raining heavily. All the leaves on an ivy creeper have fallen except one. Why doesn't the last leaf fall? As you can see here in the picture, there are two friends. One is Sue and she is Johnsy. Both are young artists and living in a small flat. And their flat was on the third story of an old house. It is autumn season, and as you can see here, it is an ivy creeper. It's a creeper plant, and the name of this creeper is ivy. Now it is raining heavily. All the leaves have fallen down except one leaf. One leaf was left in this creeper. Why doesn't that last leaf fall? We will get the answer to this question once we complete reading this chapter. So let's begin. Sue and Johnsy, two young artists, shared a small flat. The flat was on the third story of an old house. Johnsy fell very seriously ill in November. She had pneumonia. She would lie in her bed without moving, just gazing out of the window. Now, there were two girls whose names were Sue and Johnsy. They both were really good and young artists. They shared a small flat and they lived on the third story of an old house. Now, it was the month of November. Johnsy suddenly fell ill from pneumonia. She would lie on her bed all day without moving, just gazing out of the window. And her friend Sue became really worried about her. She called the doctor, and the doctor came, checked her, but there was no change in Johnsy's condition. One day, the doctor took Sue aside and asked her, "Is anything worrying Johnsy?" "No," replied Sue. "But why do you ask?" So one day when doctor kept on checking her day by day, but there were no changes in her condition, so he asked Sue that is everything fine? Because Johnsy is not ready to answer anything, and she has already made up her mind that she is not going to get well. If she doesn't want to live, medicines will also not help her. So the doctor told to Sue very clearly that Johnsy, after talking to Johnsy, he found that she has already made up her mind that she's not going to get well at all. And if she herself leaves all the hope of living, then medicines will also not work on her. Sue tried her best to make Johnsy take an interest in things around her. She talked about clothes and fashions, but Johnsy did not respond. Now, in order to cheer up her friend Johnsy, what Sue did is Sue started talking to her about different things, about her interest, like clothes, fashions, but Johnsy did not respond at all. Johnsy continued to lie still on her bed. Sue brought her drawing board into Johnsy's room and started painting. To take Johnsy's mind off her illness, she whistled while working. Sue tried her best to make Johnsy take an interest in things around her. Sue brought what she brought. She brought a drawing board into Johnsy's room and started painting. And she started painting in order to create interest in her and take her mind off her illness. She would also whistle while painting at times to brighten up Johnsy, to cheer her up. Suddenly, Sue heard Johnsy whispering something. She quickly rushed to the bed and heard Johnsy counting backwards. She was looking out of the window and was saying, 12. After some time, she whispered 11, then 10, then 9, 8, 7. Sue anxiously looked out of the window. She saw an old ivy creeper climbing halfway up the brick wall opposite their window. In the strong wind outside, the creeper was shedding its leaves. Now, Sue heard Johnsy was speaking very softly to herself. And when she rushed to her, she heard Johnsy counting 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. And after hearing Johnsy's counting backwards, Sue became very anxious. She looked out of the window and saw this ivy creeper. She saw that this old ivy creeper has climbed halfway up the brick wall opposite their window, and it was raining so heavily, there was so strong winds that this creeper started shedding its leaves, as it was autumn season as well, and the leaves were shedding very fast. What is it, dear? Sue asked. 6, whispered Johnsy. They are falling faster now. 3 days ago, there were almost 100 leaves. There are only 5 left now. So she understood that Johnsy is looking outside. Johnsy is looking outside of the window and counting the numbers of the leaves this creeper had. She told to Sue that this creeper had hundreds of leaves 3 days before, but now there are only 5 leaves left. So Sue told her it is an autumn season and this is the time when all the leaves fall. So, what to worry about? Johnsy told Sue that when the last leaf falls, I will die. Said Johnsy with finality. I have known this for the last 3 days. She declared to Sue that all the leaves are falling, and when the last leaf will fall, I will die. She tells her that she is knowing about her death for the last 3 days. So, after hearing her, found it really a nonsense talk, she told. Oh, that's nonsense, replied Sue. What have old ivy leaves to do with your getting well? The doctor is confident that you will get better. Johnsy did not say anything. Sue went and brought her a bowl of soup. Sue told Johnsy that whatever you are talking, it's absolutely nonsense. What is to do with an old ivy leaves with your health, with your getting well? The doctor is quite confident that you're going to get better, and whatever you are talking is out of sense. You're out of sense, and this old ivy leaves has nothing to do with your health, and you will get better as the doctor has said this. Johnsy did not say anything, and Sue went and brought a bowl of soup for Johnsy. She did not wanted to have soup. She told that I don't want any soup. I am not hungry. Now there are only 4 leaves left. I want to see the last one fall before it gets dark. Then I will sleep forever. Johnsy was not ready to listen to anyone. She just had made up her mind that when the last leaf will fall, that she will also die. She wanted and was waiting desperately for the leaves to fall. There were 4 leaves left that night. Sue sat on Johnsy's bed, kissed her, and said, "You are not going to die. I can't draw the curtain, for I need the light. I want to finish the painting and get some money for us." Sue kissed Johnsy and told her that you will not going to die definitely. She also told that she cannot draw the curtain because she needs some light to paint, and she would be selling that painting further and will be getting money in return, and with that money she will take care of Johnsy's treatment. Next page. "Please, my dear friend," she begged Johnsy, "promise not to look out of the window when I paint." Sue took a promise from Johnsy that not to look outside of the window while she painted. "All right," said Johnsy. "Finish your painting soon, for I want to see the last leaf fall. I am tired of waiting. I have to die, so let me go away peacefully like one of those poor, tired leaves." Johnsy agreed to Sue that okay, she's not going to look outside, but she wanted Sue to quickly finish her painting because she wanted to see the last leaf fall. And she's actually tired of waiting because she wanted to die. She wanted Sue to let her go away peacefully like one of those tired leaves, one of the leaf of the ivy creeper. "Try to sleep," said Sue. "I have to paint an old miner. I will call Behrman up to be my model." Sue asked her to try to get some sleep as she had to paint an old miner. She would call upon their neighbor whose name was Behrman. As you can see here in the picture, he's Behrman. He himself is an artist. So she told that she would call upon their neighbor Behrman to be the model for the night. She rushed down as Behrman lived on the ground floor. He was a 60-year-old painter. His lifelong dream was to paint a masterpiece, but that had remained a dream. As he had attained the age of 60 years, he himself was a painter. His lifelong dream was to paint a masterpiece, and this dream had not been completed yet. So it remained a dream up to 60 years of his age. She poured out her worries to Behrman. She told him now Johnsy was convinced that she would die when the last leaf fell. Sue poured out her worries to Behrman. She told him that how Johnsy was convinced that she would die when the last leaf fell. Behrman commented that Johnsy was being silly. "Is she stupid?" asked Behrman. "How can she be so foolish? She is running a high temperature," complained Sue. "She refuses to eat or drink, and that worries me a lot." Behrman, after Getting to know about Johnsy found her to be really stupid. Sue told Behrman that she's running a high temperature, she's not eating anything, not even drinking anything, and that worries Sue a lot. I will come with you and see Johnsy, Behrman said. They tiptoed into the room. Johnsy was sleeping. Sue drew the curtains together and they went to the next room. She peeped out through the window. There was only one leaf on the creeper. Sue went back to the room, their room, where both of them sleep. Behrman also followed Sue to have a look at Johnsy. They went into the room. They found that Johnsy was sleeping. Sue drew the curtains and found that there was only one leaf on the creeper. It was raining very heavily and an icy wind was blowing. It seemed as though the last leaf would fall any minute now. Behrman did not say a word. He went back to his room. After looking at the leaf, they found that only one leaf was left on the creeper. Behrman did not utter a single word and went back to his room. Johnsy woke up the next morning and in a feeble voice she asked Sue to draw the curtains. Sue was very nervous. She drew the curtains very reluctantly. She was not ready to draw the curtains as she thought that if her friend Johnsy looked at that the last leaf has also fallen down, then she will also lose her own hope of living. So she drew back the curtains very hesitantly, reluctantly. Oh, Sue exclaimed as she looked at the vine creeper. Look, there is still one leaf on the creeper. Now, when she looked at the creeper, she found that one leaf was still there, and that leaf looked quite green and healthy. In spite of this storm and the fierce winds, it didn't fall. I heard the wind last night, said Johnsy. I thought it would have fallen. It will surely fall today, then I will die. Johnsy said that she had heard the winds the previous night. She had thought the leaf would definitely fall. She added it would fall that day for sure and then she would die too. You won't die, said Sue energetically. You have to live for your friends. What would happen to me if you die? Sue said that Johnsy would not die. She had to live for her friends. What would happen if she will die? What would happen to her if she will die? Johnsy smiled weakly and closed her eyes. After every hour or so, she would look out of the window and find the leaf still there. It seemed to be clinging to the creeper. Johnsy smiled and closed her eyes. She would get up every hour, look out of the window, and check whether the leaf was still there or not. But she found every hour that the leaf on the creeper was still there. In the evening there was another storm, but the leaf did not fall. Johnsy lay for a long time looking at the leaf, then she called out to Sue. The whole evening there was another storm, but the leaf did not fall. Johnsy laid down on the bed looking at the leaf, waiting for the last leaf to fall, but the leaf was still there. She called out to Sue. I have been a bad girl. You have looked after me so lovingly, and I have not cooperated with you. I have been depressed and gloomy. Johnsy called her to be a bad girl and told her that how selfish she had become, how depressed she had become, that she did not cooperated with her friend. Which friend? She had not cooperated with her friend Sue, who had been looking after her day and night with so much of love and care. The last leaf has shown me how wicked I have been. I have realized that it is a sin to want to die. She further said that the last leaf has shown her how wicked she had been. The last leaf made her realize her mistake. She said that the desire to die was a wrong one, that it is a sin. It is a sin to want to die. Sue hugged Johnsy. They hugged each other. She gave her a lot of hot soup. Johnsy drank all of them. She combed her hair, smiled brightly. Now, slowly and gradually, Johnsy was coming back to life. In the afternoon, the doctor came. After examining his patient, he told Sue, Johnsy now has the will to live. I am confident she will recover soon. Now I must go downstairs and see Behrman. He is also suffering from pneumonia, but I am afraid that there is no hope for him. Sue was really glad to see the change in Johnsy. She got Sue for her, gave her a mirror to tidy her hair, and Johnsy was happy and bright. In the afternoon, the doctor came, and after examining Johnsy, he found that now Johnsy has the will to live. He was sure, he was confident that she would recover just because now Johnsy has the desire to live. Her desire to live was back. He went downstairs to check the Behrman also, who was also suffering from pneumonia. But there was no hope that Behrman would recover. The next morning, Sue came and sat on Johnsy's bed. Taking Johnsy's hand in hers, she said, I have something to tell you. The next morning, Sue sat beside Johnsy and told her that Behrman died that morning because he had been ill for the last 2 days. He was ill for only 2 days. The first day, the janitor, who is janitor? Janitor you can write here the meaning. A janitor. Janitor is a person whose job is to look after a building. So, while holding hands of Johnsy, Sue told her friend that Behrman is no more. He had been ill for last 2 days. The caretaker of the building, the janitor of the building had found him in his bed. And he found him dead. His clothes and shoes were wet. He was shivering. He had been out in that stormy night. Then they found a ladder and a lantern, still lighted, lying near his bed. They also found a ladder, a lantern. Both these were lying near the bed. There were also some brushes, green and yellow paints on the floor near the ladder. At last, Sue told Johnsy that Johnsy, Look out of the window. Look at that ivy leaf. Haven't you wondered why it doesn't flutter when the wind blows? That's Behrman's masterpiece. He painted it the night the last leaf fell. Sue asked Johnsy to look at that ivy leaf on the window, outside the window. She told that haven't you noticed that why that leaf doesn't flutter when the wind blows? It doesn't flutter because it was not the real leaf of the ivy creeper, but it was the Behrman's masterpiece. He painted it the night the last leaf fell. So, the last leaf which did not fall was not the real leaf, but it was the leaf which was drawn by Behrman. And he painted it the same night when the last leaf had fallen and Johnsy was sleeping. So, in this lesson, you have seen that how Behrman, a very talented artist, lost his own life in order to save the life of a young artist named Johnsy, who had lost her hope of living and coming back to life. She had lost all her hope. She wanted to die. She was waiting for the last leaf to fall, but it was a long life dream of Behrman to draw a masterpiece, and though he had drawn the masterpiece, but only after losing his own life.